I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. And hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 231. Sir William Walton. While doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, it's at your own risk. Sir William Walton, 1902-1983, wrote a wide range of music, from film scores to opera. So he did write different types of music. For example, for movies. Movie film music is oftentimes in the background and oftentimes not consciously to the awareness of the audience. So it's a very subtle form of music. Oftentimes, but also some pieces where the music is louder, and for the audience to notice. And opera, that is, as I said, something like a musical. Many people are singing, basically, but orchestras also play. So it's basically like 50 different instruments playing, but a lot is with the voice, most is the voice, and the voice is not just giving music, but text, and it's like theater. Something is played. It's not just music, and people feel the music, but the story is explained with words also, and also with acting. He wrote marches for the coronations of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II, but his best known works are probably Facade, which became a ballad, and Belshazzar's Feast, which is intended to be sung by a large choir. So, Sir William Walton, he wrote marches for the coronations of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II. So at one time King George VI was crowned, and then also Queen Elizabeth II, and Sir William Walton wrote music for these coronations. And his best known works are Facade, which became a ballad. So did he not wrote it for a ballad? He wrote Facade, and that is used in ballad. Ballad is a form of dancing, but it's a lot about basically the expression. I'm not sure how really to explain it, but I have a little idea to say it's like statues. The people dancing ballet are forming statues, but all moving. But when for a short moment we are going into statues in a wonderful figure, and when we're going on, and so like that, it's a bit like dancing statues. So the body has to be very all of the body parts have to be under great control to form these perfect balanced forms for a short moment, and when to go like a feather on to the next, and then to the next and to the next, basically. And he wrote Facade, which is used for ballad, and Belshazzar's Feast. So he wrote also another piece which he titled with Belshazzar's Feast, and which is intended to be sung by a large choir, so that many people are singing it. And in a choir they're singing more or less together, but also in different heights and so on, and sometimes also different texts, but mostly many people are singing together the same, but then in different intonations, I think, isn't it? So here we're having a little picture. The Royal Albert Hall is the venue for the last night of the proms. It's a picture from the inside, and we're having a lot of audience. So there are a lot of people. There seems to be the choir and people singing, and here's audience, and they're having a lot of flags with the Union Jacks. And that is inside of Royal Albert Hall. The Royal Albert Hall is the venue for the last night of the proms. Yes, we have it. So that was Sir William Walton. We will not do anything new anymore. If you're not here for morning stretching, but just for Benjamin Britten, you can just go to the next one. If you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. We're having the legs standing wide apart, breathing in and going down. And we're breathing out. And again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. And again in. And out. And close and release. And out. Now, legs standing a bit wide apart. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, we're going to one side. And breathing in and open the rib cage. And again out. And again in. And out into the middle. And again in. And out over to the side. Breathing in and out the rib cage. And again out. And again in. And out into the middle. And on the arms. Next exercise. Again breathe in. And now out, one hand slides down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. Breathing in. And out, one arm comes over. And breathing in. And out. And again in. And out into the middle. And breathing in. And out, the other hand slides down the leg and the shoulder stays down. And breathing in. And out, we're taking one arm out. Breathing in and out the rib cage. And again out. And again in. And out back into the middle. And the next exercise. The aerobatic aeroplane, we have our feet standing together. And we're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And now we're breathing out and we're bringing one arm down. And breathe again in and reach. And out. And again in. And out, one arm down. Breathe in and reach. And again out. Again in. And out. Again one arm down. Breathe in and reach. And again out. Again in. And out the last time an arm down. Breathe in and reach. And out. Now before we're making the last two exercises, let's go a bit over what we had to the welfare state. So, after the war, people wanted change and voted a Labour government in, and so Clement Attlee became Prime Minister. And there were some changes. The National Health Service was created, which guaranteed for everyone a minimum standard of healthcare. And the health minister was Enrin Naibivan. We had no single thing for Enrin Naibivan, but it's here at the outside. So, Enrin Naibivan, Minister of Health. And in 1948, he established the NHS. Enrin Naibivan. And also, a social security was introduced to give at least a minimum amount of support from the cradle to the grave. And some things were nationalized, for example, railways, steel, coal mines, gas, water, and electricity supplies. And a lot of countries gained independence, for example, India, Pakistan, Ceylon, and also other colonies. the UK developed an atom bomb and joined NATO. The next Prime Minister seems to be Harold Macmillan, and he made a famous speech about wind of change speech about decolonization and independence. William Lee was Prime Minister. William Beveridge did the Beveridge Report, saying to fight the 5 evils: want, disease, ignorance, quailor, and idleness. Richard Austin Butler, he was the Minister of Education, and he made the Education Act and introduced the secondary education in England and Wales. And Thomas was an author. He wrote, for example, Under Milkwood and Do Not Go Gentle into Bedford Night. And now we're doing the last 2 exercises. We're having the legs standing wide apart, and we're breathing down, in, and out, and we're hanging down. And we're only having to come deeper down by breathing deep in through the nose into the chest, and by breathing out through the mouth. And again in, and out, and again in, and out, again in, and out again over to one leg. Breathe again in, and out, and again in, and out over to the other leg. Breathe again in, and out, again in, and out back into the middle. Breathe again in, and out, we're coming slowly up with a round back, making at the top backwards short. Now the same, just have closed legs. We're breathing in, and out, and we're hanging down. And breathe again in, and out, and again in, and out, and again in, and out, and the last time in, and out, we're coming slowly up with a round back, and we're getting the top of the back with the short round. Now next is the wide apart, and we're doing the closing exercise. We're breathing in, and out, again in, and out, again in, and out, again in, out, and breathe in and close the legs, and out. And we're done with morning stretching. I thank you very much, and until the next time.